Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Side Jag. We're going to side jag the shit out of this. We had an awesome documentary that we reviewed this week. That's 2 in a row.
Two. It's because they're documentaries. We've had.
Yeah, it's hard to screw that up, man.
Yeah.
American Nightmare was the documentary. We will get into that in a little bit, and we will get into it because holy shit. Wow, it was awesome. But how have you been? What's been
Good,
going on?
man. Good. Been working.
Yeah.
Yep. Been working. I actually dropped a YouTube video this week, so that's something new.
Wow.
Hasn't-
I wore clean underwear.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh no, I just felt the urge to put out some cardio content. So
Very good.
yeah,
Have
so we
have, have you watched any of Echo?
haven't even heard of it.
So Echo is the new Disney superhero thing that's on Disney Plus.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the deaf girl from
Is it a Marvel thing or is it?
yeah, she's from it's the girl that was in Hawkeye. The one that hung out with Kingpin.
Okay.
So she's got her own like story now,
Yeah.
you know. So she's the one-legged fighter with
Is
that
it
can't
worth
hear.
it?
Yeah. I don't know. It's funny because it was like the quickest run ever. Like they
Yeah.
didn't even bother to do week to week. I think they reverse released like the first 5 episodes,
Oh, they're
and
like
then
this thing sucks. So
it was just like, here's the rest,
yeah.
like super fast, and you're just like, so it's like they knew that it was like we can't week to week this. We just got to get this shit out of the can, get it going,
Right.
you know. Where in contrast, the Bad Batch, which is the Star Wars thing, that's coming out. And they're going to release 2 episodes, and then they're week to week in the whole thing. It's
That's
like,
the cartoon, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like the final season. I'm excited about that because I really enjoy that show. But yeah, it's kind of, I was like, because I haven't watched Echo either. It's like, Haley's like, you want to watch it? I was like, yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't have time right now. So kind of sucks, but whatever. So
Yeah. That's so I heard I have something I do want to watch, and we
cool.
can decide if we want it to be for the next show or not. Did you know Apple TV has a documentary on Tetris?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Have you seen it? Is it good?
Is it the documentary or the movie?
The movie, I think. Yeah.
It's great.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it has the guy from the Gentleman movie. The whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Either way, I can't think of the freaking name of the movie. But yeah, no, the Tetris, it's great, man.
Cool.
It's a good story. Apple did a good job, or whoever did it did a good job. Jester. There he is. No, it was awesome. I watched it a couple flights ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, we can talk about that.
Cool. Yeah, because I heard on one of the shows I podcast listened to, they were talking about how good it was. It's like shit, I didn't even know that was on there. You
Yeah,
probably did tell me about it when you
yes,
watched it,
I
but I
did.
just I don't be listening sometimes.
I know it happens, but no, it was good. It's a neat story, like because like when you in Russia when you invent something, you don't own it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't own it for like 20 years. It's like
Yeah.
the opposite of the United States. Like you get a copyright for so long, and
Yeah.
then it goes into public domain. No, it goes to Russia, and then it goes back to you, and you can finally make money off of it. It's like it's the weirdest thing ever.
That's like, Disney just lost so they had the longest
Yep.
thing on Mickey, whatever
Yeah.
copyright or whatever it was on Mickey than anyone had ever had because they
Mhm.
were just spending tons of money getting it.
Yeah.
Now it's free.
Yeah.
It's
Steamboat
public
Willie.
domain, so now
Mhm.
people I'm sure there's gonna be like some kind of weird Mickey porn. There's gonna be
No,
like
there's a weird there's a weird Mickey thriller coming out where
really
think of like what's the guys that wear the scary mask?
Scream?
Scream.
Yeah.
Scream, but in a shitty Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse head in an arcade with teenagers with
Hmm.
the Steamboat Willie thing playing. So they're gonna kill everyone. So
Yeah.
it's like Friday the 13th wearing a Mickey mask.
This
And I
might
was
be
like,
horrible.
dude, like they had to have this thing in the can and ready to go, just waiting
Yeah.
so they could be the first
I wonder what
douchebag.
happened to make Mickey where Disney where they actually are like, well, we can't fight this no more. Because they've done it so many years, so many
Yeah, yeah.
decades. Yeah.
Well, and the reality is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah.
Um, Pooh was not owned by Disney, so Winnie the Pooh was not created by Disney. They
Yeah,
licensed Winnie the Pooh.
and I think that once that went, they made something with it. Comparing it to the Mickey one.
Yeah, and in Tigger, the Tigger book that the guy wrote just came into public domain
Yeah.
this year too, along with Steamboat Willie. So, you know, they licensed those. It's not the end of the world. I mean, that's also why, you know, they're quicker now to adopt their new content into, you know, like look at Frozen.
Yeah.
Like they are gonna milk the shit. Frozen was a hit. Olaf is the coolest thing in the world. They're gonna milk the fuck out of those things.
Oh yeah.
And they're good too. Like they don't suck. Like, you know, no. Dude, those are good movies.
Yeah. I watched the first one. I can't vouch for anyone past that, but the first one I thought was a good movie.
Well, no, they only have the second one, which
okay.
was what obviously it wasn't as good, but
Right.
I think in that one they leaned into what everybody liked. So it was like more Olaf.
Yeah.
You know, and more magic-y stuff. And so it was an entertaining watch. You know, I enjoyed it.
Right.
But and I hate those singing things, but fuck, man, I was like, damn it, it's really good. This sucks.
You know, if you really think about it, you want to know what the most horrifying thing about Pooh Bear is? He wears a shirt and nothing else, and he's a boy.
Yeah, but he's the only one. Like what is Kanga? I think Kanga wears like an apron or something. But
yeah.
Oh, and Rue has a shirt.
An apron's covering up the important bits. I guess Tigger is wearing absolutely nothing.
Tigger wears nothing. Rabbit wears nothing.
Yeah.
The gopher wears the thing on his head. I mean, let's be honest. It's a cartoon, bro. I mean, they're all stuffed animals. Yeah, why would they fight it? And that's just it. Like, why fight it? You know, it's at the end of the day, yeah, it makes no sense because if you have a fan base of people that are willing to get behind your shit,
yeah,
it's not like they're making money off of it, you know.
And all that, unless. So, have you watched 50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah, no.
Okay, but
No.
do you know where it came from?
It was a book.
No. Well, do you know where the book came from?
No.
Twilight fan fiction.
Oh.
Very sexual Twilight fan fiction turned into 50 Shades of Grey. So
I can see that.
You're kind of profiting that, but I will say this as a side jag to that is Cassie or I, neither one of us have watched 50 Shades of Grey, any of them at all.
Right.
And so we're sitting there like, hey, let's just put it on. Let's see. It's on HBO. Dude, that thing is that is maybe the cringiest thing I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah, it's not.
And it's like, and it's strange. It's a lot of this is very assaulty. I don't want to say the R word. But
yeah. Yeah.
I was sitting there. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm uncomfortable with it."
And that's probably why those aren't my thing, man. I'm
no,
not.
It's definitely not.
Yeah,
I took a chance on it, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, okay, I'll bear through it. And I'm looking at Cassie, and she's looking at me like,
listen, everybody's in the room watching the movie like this.
Yeah.
There's no reason to have the movie on.
No, we just cut it off. We watched like 45 minutes. Like, yeah, that's enough. That's plenty. Well, let's find something that's worth watching.
Yeah. And there again, you know, somebody had a good idea ish. And, you know, listen, all you got to do is take the vampires out and make normal rich people.
Yeah, there you go.
Man, go for it.
Yeah.
That's why I have a safe word. This is pineapple.
Upside down pineapple.
Yeah. But so have you watched anything in the last week at all?
I know I have watched stuff. but it hasn't been good enough for me to register it in my memory. Besides, so here's what I have been watching. There's a YouTube channel called Patrick CC,
Okay.
and he does deep dives into the rise and fall of celebrities, internet celebrities, regular
Oh, yeah,
celebrities.
that sounds good.
And so I've watched the one, the Tila Tequila one.
The who?
Tila Tequila, do you remember her from MySpace days?
No.
Asian chick, got super. She was probably like the first like Kim Kardashian stuff. She was
Wow.
like the
No,
prototype.
I never dabbled in MySpace.
So yeah, so you wouldn't know her, but she also had like a Flavor of Love type show on MTV.
Oh,
She was
nice.
in the Playboy bunnies and all this stuff. Anyways, she just started off as the prototype influencer, ended in crazy witchcraft. I'm an alien type shit by the time it was done. So I watched that one. I watched the Ashton Kutcher one. I watched the
He's a
there's some
failure?
dude. It wasn't a failure, but he was tied up with the Danny Masterson, the guy that went to prison for 30 years for raping 2 women.
Oh.
He was then convicted, and they were all on the 70s shows together.
Oh, yeah.
So him and Mila Kunis, who is his wife, wrote
Yeah.
a letter trying to get the judge to
Yes.
reverse her thing. So that was that was part of their
Oh,
controversy.
okay.
Plus, also, which I didn't realize this, they had to kiss him because him and Mila Kunis were boyfriend and girlfriend in the show.
Right.
He was 19, she was 14 on the show.
Really?
Yeah. So I didn't know that. And then there's some other weird stuff. But I also watched who
Well, then
else?
he went the other way because he went with Demi Moore. So
Right. But then now he's back with Mila Kunis.
well, she had to grow up.
Right. Yeah, exactly. She had to be legal.
Yeah. Yeah. So he made up for it though with Demi Moore.
Yeah.
So when you average the two out, you're good.
The one I just watched, which is really interesting, the David Blaine one.
Oh,
Dude, I did not give David Blaine the credit he really deserved. Like
no
watching
one
this,
does.
and I think you would like this guy's channel because they're just little 45-minute to an hour
Yeah.
documentaries.
Yeah. It sounds good.
And
Definitely send me
he
a link.
goes on David Blaine and he's doing the street magic and all the magicians hate him. Like, hey, you could buy this for $30 at any store magic shop. That's all he's doing. But then it goes into the stunts that he pulled. And just like what he was literally training his body to do these stunts.
Yeah.
Not breathing underwater for 16 minutes. He has a world record on that. Being in Ice Cube, like literally in Times Square or something like that for 68 hours. That was one they failed. They actually cut him out. He wanted to go 72, but he literally started losing his mind because he couldn't sit or anything, couldn't touch anything.
Right.
Because he would get frostbite. So he had to stand there the whole time and had nothing to eat, had nothing to drink. And just all his stuff, man, was that's an interesting one. Like I was on the train back in the day, like, oh, he's just some kind of weirdo doing street magic.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kind of pegged him as like a Chris Angel type.
Right.
Well, no, really, this dude really was kind of a Harry Houdini type versus a Chris Angel. When you watch it and you kind of see, the truth behind what he did and what he didn't do.
No,
So that was my favorite one so far.
So I did watch something similar to this, but done by Disney. They did Harrison Ford. They did a Harrison Ford versus Indiana Jones on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And if you follow Harrison Ford, he doesn't do these things at all, ever, because he's not that guy. He's a very just leave me the fuck alone.
Right. Yeah.
He's not Hollywood. He just doesn't want to be bothered. But he did this show with them, obviously, because they own him, and it was really good. It was neat to see him talk about the characters that he's played,
Yeah,
and the effects they've had on his life, and the whole beginning is just how he got into acting, and it starts with him going to college, and then it moves up through the roles that he played in the studios he's worked for, and I was like, damn, because obviously a big Harrison Ford fan of his work, not necessarily of him, but it was cool to see all of that. Like, for example, once he's a woodworker. He's
Yeah.
actually a finished carpenter.
Which is
So
why he wore the Alden boots.
yeah.
That's where like the Alden Indy boots.
Oh,
Woodworkers wear those because they're a leather sole and they don't track dust in as bad as like into the house as a regular one.
gotcha. So what that meant for him is that as he started to get clients in California and Hollywood to like want him to come work on their houses and shit,
Yeah.
he didn't have to take all the roles that were thrown at him. So he would only take roles that he was interested in.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he really, really wanted to do American Graffiti. And that was one of those pivotal movies for him that brought him into everything. And the funny part was when Spielberg was looking for Indiana Jones, they were like they had all these ideas of who they wanted. And one day he comes into Lucas's office, and Lucas was reviewing one of the cuts from one of the Star Wars movies. And Spielberg goes, "Oh shit, that's our Indiana Jones right there." And he goes, "No, that's Han Solo." He goes, "That's our Indiana Jones." And they're like, "I mean, we could ask him."
Yeah.
Because there's to be an actor in two simultaneous multi-part movies like that is just unheard of, because everyone knows you, like, you become the face, and to become the face of Han Solo and Indiana
Yeah,
Jones
two of the most iconic
role.
roles
Yes,
in like
ever.
our lifetime. Yeah.
Yeah. And be able to walk between the line of those.
Yeah,
But I think his personality is what led him to do that, because he's not Hollywood,
yeah.
you know. He's not the guy going,
Mhm.
you know.
Although he did get an earring at one point, which was
He did. Yes.
hilarious, yeah.
Yes. But there again, who knows why he did it?
He
He
had a
probably
young
lost.
wife.
He might have lost a bet. I
That's what
mean,
yeah.
we'll never know.
Well,
He also flies
everyone, like, he's, I guess, famously grumpy about
Yes.
all this stuff,
Yeah, he
but
talked about that.
like, I don't know that I wouldn't be the same exact way, because I'm like that with YouTube, like, I'm doing shit like, yeah, everybody on YouTube, once you start getting into it, you know what you need to do to grow.
Yeah.
So the choice is whether you are you gonna focus in on all that, or are you gonna do what you wanna do? Well, I'm the knucklehead. It's like, "Oh, I don't feel like doing that. I'm gonna do this."
Yeah.
And they're like,
Well,
"Why don't you do this, stupid? You could grow." Well,
yeah.
but I feel like doing this.
Well, and that was what he said. He said the cool thing is he'd do like the movies for the fans. And then, yeah, I saw that. Yeah. 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 Hopefully it was magnets. Um, he would do movies for fans, and then he'd do movies for himself,
Right, yeah.
which is really the way to do it. Like, you
Mhm.
have to do the movies. I mean, you have to do the videos that are for your fans, and
Yeah.
then you hope that you do every now and then. I mean, it's no coffin speaker thing, because
Right.
you know,
Oh, dude, that crushed Derek, man. That crushed Derek.
that'll always be the most epic fail of all times.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he definitely had high hopes for that, man. That crushed him for
Yeah,
sure.
but I mean, see, that's the advantage of us, in that we produce so much content. If we hit a shit ball, we just
Yeah.
tomorrow will be better, you know.
Right.
All right, so American Nightmare. No idea what this was about. You watch the trailer and you go, "What the
Dude,
fuck?"
so when you recommended it last week to watch, I had no idea what it was about
Oh
until
yes, I did finish watching Reacher. Sorry, I did finish it. Okay, go ahead.
I didn't even start it, but I'm going to
Yeah.
because Cassie likes that.
Oh
But
yeah.
once I seen the trailer, I was like, "Oh shit, I know this. I know this story front to back." Because
Really?
I've listened to a whole podcast series specifically on this case,
No kidding.
probably like 6 to 8 months ago, or maybe longer. That may even have been last year. But then another show I listened to, a podcast called Criminal, where they
Mhm.
kind of review. It's not like a true crime podcast. It's just they review old cases and they just kind of talk about to the people that are in it.
Right.
Instead of saying, "Hey, this is what we think happened," they're like, "Hey, this is what everybody said. Like, tell your side of the story." So they had them on, and I listened to that literally the day before I watched it.
Oh,
And still, but I did not at that point. I still did not know that this was
that's what it was.
about. And whenever I clicked it, and Cass is like, "Yeah, I'll watch it." So I go click it, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like we're in for a ride. You're really gonna like this one."
Yeah. So we started watching it late, and it's 3 parts, so it's
Yeah.
like 3 45-minute parts.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Sunday night, and like Haley's like for Haley and I watched the first 2. I think Sue came in on 2 and 3
Yeah.
because after 2, Haley was like, "Dude, we can't watch the next one." I go, "The hell we can't. You can be tired tomorrow. We're watching the next one, bro. I got to know how this ends."
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't leave me after 2. Um no, fuck that. So we binge watched all 3 episodes, and it was funny because when it started, Haley was like, "Oh, he killed her." I was like, "No, trust me, this ain't that, man." You
Yeah.
want me to play the trailer for you just so you can know what's going on? Because I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to spoil it for you, but she ain't dead."
Right. Yeah.
And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "No, trust me. This is the craziest video. This is the craziest documentary we're gonna watch." And
Yeah.
so we're watching it, and she's like, "Bro, there's another movie that she's watching that has a very it's also I think it's on Netflix or one of them where it's about these 3 girls that get raped and the police don't believe them, and then these 2 lady cops figure it out."
Mm-hmm. I
And
think I watched that.
yeah, and she's like, "Dude, it's like the same story." I'm like, "It probably is."
Get
Like,
like it's been this same story for 200 years.
yeah, like you know, but I mean, dude, okay, I don't want to spoil it for anybody that may want to watch this because it is
Yeah.
that good. Like
Yeah.
it was amazing. But the thing that really radiated in it was the hopelessness and
Right.
just like I get it. It's a crazy story, and it is like you know they both someone got into the house, had guns with flashlights and laser beams, and
And
which are just
freaking
laser
oh,
pointers.
like, you know what the headphone scene reminded me of? Back to the Future 2.
Yeah,
When he puts the headphones on, "I'm an alien,"
yeah. And they played like Van Halen. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
That's what I imagine.
yeah. But
Yeah.
but the thing of it, I mean, the thing of it is they're slightly inebriated,
Mhm.
and then like everything about it just goes sideways, and it's
Yeah.
like there's a camera watching them, and like it's just so. The funny thing is like I love Sherlock Holmes for the simple truths of when everything that is plausible is exhausted, then it has to be the thing that it is, which is
Right.
the most unlikely thing. So, if you've ticked all the boxes of reality, it is Martians,
Yeah.
100%. And if you don't go into an investigation thinking that there has to be some truth here, as
Right.
opposed to you making up truths, which is what that police department did. That is the
Oh, yeah.
worst police department in the world. Like the fact that anyone kept their job after they sued him for $2.5 million.
Yeah,
Like,
and
I,
they had their theory. But here's the thing I was telling Cassie, when the first information, like, I don't blame the police at the first part of it. So when he initially comes in, tells a crazy ass story, you're like, "No way. No way." Like, Haley, he killed her, no question. And then but once you start getting little other bits of information, here's where they are to blame is they never followed up on anything. They just assumed
yes.
that they were the experts and they knew what had happened,
Well,
and that they didn't go to look for. And he's like, he basically told me, "I know that I'm going to be a suspect. I called here.
right.
Let's see if we can find her. I know I'm
Well,
a
and
suspect."
then it gets even better because the same, there was a whole home invasion thing that happened in 2014
Yep.
where the college kids were all reporting a peeping Tom, and they followed the guy, figured out who he was, and handed them the case, and they didn't do shit with it. And it
Mhm.
was that guy.
Yep.
So if you think about it, none of this would have happened if they would have done their job in 2014.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, none of it. Like, but these guys are just lazy pieces of shit. And I wish one of them was watching the show and heard me go, "You're a lazy piece of shit."
It's
Because, like, and there again, not being an armchair quarterback, I mean, we all have shit that we do for a living that we have to
right.
investigate shit. But, in my job, I have to sit there and listen to people tell me about ghosts and the machine. And I
Yeah.
have to figure out what it is. And I can't not say it's not real. because
Mhm.
it has to be real. That's why they're here.
Yeah.
So fucking do your job. You
Well, and
figured it
then
out.
the worst part about it is once she comes back, they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna press charges."
Yeah.
They set up a hoax, and it's like, "Jesus, dude, like,
Yeah.
stop."
Oh no, they doubled down so
Yes.
many times. And then it turns out that the head FBI investigator was an ex-boyfriend of the
Yes, that's
ex-fiancée,
cherry on the
and
cake,
and and
dude.
and the attorney was like, "Yo, we tried to get him to remove," and they were like, "No,
Yeah,
it's fine." It's like, "What?
yeah,
Oh, are you and then, like, in the reality, so now everyone's gotta sit there and go, "Oh, wow, you really were raped twice? Wow, I'm not that good of a person, am I anymore?" No, you're a piece of shit. Like,
mhm,
I would literally wanna, like, in there again, dude, kudos to her because she took it like a champ, and she still takes it like a champ. I mean, the little bit she was crying during the show,
yeah,
she must have a fucking amazing therapist because girl power all the way, bro.
and she's
She's
told this
not a
story so
victim.
many times. Like I said, I've heard it on one
Yeah,
podcast
yeah.
dedicated to this, and then I heard it on
Oh,
another podcast,
insanity.
so
Yeah, I mean, she's like, "Fuck that, I'm not a victim."
the fact that
Mm.
they made it through this and they ended up getting married and having
2
kids, like,
kids?
there's no way, dude, like, that is against all odds, 100%.
Dude, that is crazy.
Yeah, that is
Like
absolutely, insane.
like but the thing is, and there again, like I didn't expect them to be married and have 2 kids because I mean I can understand you've been through this. I mean that happens, right? You go through this horrific experience
Yeah,
together. You have this common thing, and then it wears off, right? And
mhm.
it goes away, and then you have to find new common ground, only to find out that that was all you had.
Yeah. Well,
You only
it's
had
like
these things,
sometimes, like, you'll have a couple that's been married a long time, they have a child die.
right?
A lot of times that's enough to split them up, like,
Right,
whenever either one of them took it a different way, and it's enough
right.
to tear them apart, not because of their own
Yeah,
fault, but
that sounds like Star Wars, Han Solo, Princess Leia,
just yeah,
Kylo Ren. Ooh. Um,
exactly.
Yeah, but no, you're right. It's just crazy. I mean, every single thing about this is absolutely makes no fucking sense. And the
It
fact that it actually happened is great.
it's like, how like, this dude did and this was his MO, this is how he did it.
Yeah.
What Like, what made him think of this whole he had
Well, he wasn't
sex
stupid.
dolls, he had blow up dolls, so they would look like other people were in on it with him,
Dude, they weren't stupid. He's
and it's
not
like
stupid.
the
He's
whole military thing, and it's like, what
I mean, he's a fucking I mean, dude, he's a lawyer. I mean,
yeah,
he's a
like,
smart
he
guy.
graduated from Harvard or something like that, or
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
so he's not an idiot. He's just
yeah,
fucking broken.
he's deranged, yeah, that was like, the whole story, man, it's like some, what's that scary ass alien movie that came out a long time ago, where they abduct them and then they probe them and all that stuff.
No
Dude,
idea.
it's I can't Fire in the Sky. Do you remember
Oh,
that
yeah,
movie?
yeah.
I was young when that movie came out, and it
Yeah.
scared
Oh,
bejesus
yeah,
out
yeah, yeah, yeah.
of me, man. So,
I
that's
wasn't
like
young when that
that
movie
kind
came
of
out.
story. Like, they're in real life telling something that really
Yeah,
happened, and they're sounding like the dude from Fire in the Sky.
yeah. Oh, yeah, and that's sad.
Yeah,
It's so sad. And just the joy of knowing that there was somebody out there that actually did their job and
yeah.
solved this thing for them and didn't give up and
But the
like
craziest thing is the dude that did the crime was emailing them and
yeah.
logging in and saying, "Yeah, I did this. This is real."
Oh, yeah, fuck you, you're lying.
Like, what?
It's fake. It's fake news.
Oh my
Fake
god,
news.
man, that
Yeah.
this you I don't think people would have enough imagination to make up a story like this.
No.
It would happen exactly like this.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, and I love the fact that I loved it when he was like, "I'm gonna attack someone else," and he goes 40 miles away
Yeah.
and does it, and the dad was like, "Fuck you,
Like, hell no, we're fighting, bro.
yeah, we're going fisticuffs here,"
Yeah.
and the guy leaves his phone, it's like,
Yeah.
"Shoot me, bitch, you're not
When it's
raping my
like
daughter."
he with the other lady that came forward, where he broke into her window and all this, and she's begging, pleading with him, like, no, I've been uh, assaulted before, and then he has like a crisis of conscience, which is the dude's obviously some kind of animal, but
Mhm.
for whatever reason he stopped, and then he gave her advice on how to stop this from happening again and left.
Yeah, get a dog.
Like what? This guy is, I don't know, man. Because if you had a regular, like a Joseph D'Angelo, the Hillside Strangler or whatever, you know what I'm talking about, right? The guy that was assaulting everybody, killing people and all that.
Mhm.
A guy like that, it doesn't matter what you say to him, he's gonna do what he does.
Right, because you're just meat.
You're right. And this dude, for whatever reason, because also he wanted to make the other girl, like he had a big elaborate hoax. Oh, it has to look consensual and all this stuff.
Well, he
So
wanted love.
right, yeah, and it's like
Yeah, it's
so
so strange.
that
Yeah.
almost makes it scarier than just a regular.
And listen, the whole thing just made you sit there and you're like, disbelief. So much disbelief. Like,
It is, man.
just so much like and to just feel the hopelessness that these people had to be vindicated at the end is
Yeah,
the only I mean, this could not be like the fact that this actually happened
yeah,
makes it so amazing because you could write this story,
yeah.
but no one would believe it.
No, no,
And then to have it actually like, here, this is what happened. And
right.
it's like,
And I'm sure they're still making money off the when they're doing these things, but you can tell there's I guess still haunted by this.
well, how could it not be?
I know
Like,
it's still almost like it happened yesterday.
yeah, I
It's like,
mean,
dude,
and I don't even blame them. I don't even know if it's about the money anymore. I think it's about the
no.
awareness of the fact that that police department was
Oh
a
yeah.
piece of shit. And honestly, that's what I got from it.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
got it from like that girl is like she's fucking taking this really well for being like having a really fucked up life.
Mhm.
And that police department, like if you're ever driving through that town and throw a steaming bag of dog shit on their
Yeah.
patio,
Well,
it's like,
they just kept doubling and tripling and quadrupling down, man.
oh,
Even
and
what
then he got fucking cop of the year
yes.
investigator.
It's like
What a dick.
and it's like once she's there, now they're pressuring her. They're trying to get them to turn on each other for one. Like, "We'll give you immunity," and they're like both of them are like, "Immunity from what?"
Yeah. How about you catch the guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man. It was yeah. I mean, I have no words for the police department and what the hell they were the very beginning, when he told the story and they had no other information, that part I don't blame him for because that's a normal reaction. You treat him as you obviously he did it in your
Right,
mind.
but the timing was all off because it's
Yeah.
like you haven't done any investigation and you're just hoping to get this over with quick.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
that's what happened. And one day it's like, you tell me this story. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I think that's bullshit. So
Yeah.
you're a monster and you killed her. You're gonna tell us where the body is. What? Like,
I
no,
think that's
dude.
standard protocol though. Like whenever like I'm not sure, but I just know like because Cassie worked at the courthouse for so long, I
Yeah.
know intrinsically, like you never listen, I don't have anything against police in general, but I'm never talking to the police without a lawyer. Doesn't
No.
matter the situation.
Right. And that's the thing. As soon as
Yeah,
something like this, you have
yeah,
to like. And that was as soon as the guy said you're a monster. That's when he should have just been
yeah,
like, how the fuck are you taking because you know what he said? I didn't kill her. Oh, would you do a polygraph?
yeah.
Sure. I
Well,
didn't
he's
get
like
I mean,
gobsmacked because you imagine he just went through all the trauma of what they went through, and
yeah,
now he's there and he's like, she might die from me telling them this. So he's like, I'm sure he's in complete shock until
right. And
it
then they're gonna try to do a polygraph on him. Like
right.
everything about it didn't make any fucking sense. Because like the
It made
guy,
perfect sense if you think that the police are just trying to like, oh, he obviously killed him. Closed shut case. We don't need no evidence. We'll make it up.
yeah, exactly. Oh no, I get it. They're just stupid. They're so
But
bad.
the documentary as a whole, very well done.
Yeah, no, it
Very
was
well
good. It was shot well.
I
The
liked that it was
suspense was perfect.
3 parts, and it was 3 different
Yep, fine.
boyfriend, the girlfriend, and then I can't remember the last one, but
The
I
two
liked
of them, the two of them together, the
yeah,
resolution.
yeah, the
Yeah,
resolution. But
um,
it was very well done.
yeah, I liked it. Like when we watched the first one, it was all him. Haley's like, he did it, and I go, no, he didn't. Trust me. And then, and then you see the girlfriend's face, and she's like, oh shit, that's her. And I was like, yeah, like I said, this gets crazy.
Yeah,
And
it
so
is.
we had to watch the second one. And then when the both of them are sitting on the couch, I'm going,
Yeah.
this is weird.
Well, you would think that, like, they're both telling this story, but the you wouldn't think that they had kids now and they're married. You would think they survived something horrible.
Yeah,
They're
so
not
the
they don't hate
friends.
each other, but you would think, like, they were only together 7 months before this happened.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
it's
it's 2024, so I mean, it's been 9 years.
right.
You
But
know,
at the time that it happened, they'd only been together 7 months, so to survive that, and I guess it only made them stronger in the
I
end,
have
but
no fucking idea. But
that's just I
listen,
couldn't
man, I tell you what, if a girl went through that, she still wants to be with you. Figure it the fuck out.
exactly, yeah.
You know. So,
That is insane.
yeah. Now, as to Jester's point, we finished watching Reacher this week because that was on the list of things to do.
Good as the first season?
It's a different season. It's a different take. So each season is a different book. I guess there's like 14 books in the series.
Okay.
So it's a different take
So, are we
on.
still traveling town to town?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So it starts. So this one, the plot of this one, he had his team. Like in the first one, he had one of his teammates come and help him,
Right.
uh, the girl,
Mhm.
and and they talk about the team and all that. So this one is more geared around the team. So we get to find out about his
Oh,
time
that's cool.
in as the team as an investigator,
Yeah.
why he doesn't really have any respect for the army anymore.
Right.
Um, but one of the team, the first episode starts out with one of the team dying.
Oh,
It
damn.
gets thrown out of a fucking helicopter, strapped to a gurney, and dies. So somebody murders him,
Right.
and it turns out like four of the team get murdered, and so he's not going to take that shit
Right,
because this is my team, motherfucker. And so one of the team dies of natural causes early on,
Mhm.
which he knew nothing about, and they're like, well, it's not like you would have come to the funeral. He's like, true. And so then these other guys die. But he gets a message from his friend, the girl, that like, because he goes to an ATM machine to take out money, and she knows he's going to go, so she puts a Trojan in there so that it prints out something on the invoice. So he's like, oh shit, he's like, got to make a phone call, and he ends up going to New York,
Right.
um, where he finds out that this shit's going down. And so now they investigate. So the three investigators that are still alive, and him investigate what the hell's going on, along with like one of the local cops. That's the whole love hate thing going on
Yeah.
there, and
You have to
they
do
they basically kill everybody,
that. Hey.
which is fantastic,
Yeah.
you know. And there's a big twist at the end that's cool. Um, so yeah, it's exactly what you'd think, and
Yeah.
every episode ends on an amazing cliffhanger.
Right.
Like shit, which won't mean anything now because it's over, so you can watch the whole thing.
Reacher is the kind of show where, like, I wanna see death, destruction, and just people getting absolutely murdered. Cassie wants to see, like, a big, strong dude
Hmm.
doing crime solving. So that's where we meet right there. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
a good show for both of us. You got the crime stuff, she loves that. Obviously, she's like a Sly Stallone fan.
Hmm.
So, big dude kicking ass, she's down
So
for
he's
that.
he's a, he's a big dude, and like he's also bipolar in real life.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, so he's actually bipolar, has a couple kids, has a
Yeah.
wife. Um, I watched an interview he did with this guy, and they were talking all about it because he's, you know, he loves to act, and he also hates the fact that he's bipolar. But he has a regiment, and his wife is apparently a saint because she's right on board. They
Yeah.
have they both understand, like, to have it in control to function as a normal human being.
Yeah.
Apparently, is very, very hard to do. I don't know. I'm going to assume it is, because everything I've learned about that is, the drugs that they have suck.
Yeah.
Because they just don't make you feel human anymore, or whatever. I mean, everyone that you talk to, everyone that I've ever listened to talk about that sickness or disease or birth or whatever genetic disorder, I guess.
Something.
It's like the drugs they have are just, they make you feel numb and all this other crap. And so, so he works with a psychiatrist every week. They have a regimen, they have checks, they have, and so he's but he goes, you still have, like, I'll still wake up. He's a shoe guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he'll be like, I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have bought 150 pairs of shoes. And it's like, I don't even remember doing it.
Oh,
Because
damn.
I was so tired, and I was just like, fuck. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. And who's
So
gonna say something to him? Nobody.
yeah. Oh, and the funniest thing was, he was on Kimmel, or he was on I might have been on Fallon. I don't know. He was on one of the Jimmys. And he's like, I guess he wrote this really nice letter thanking Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And he gave it to the producers, and he's like, hey, can you guys get this to Tom Cruise? And they're like, well, what is it? And it's like, it's a really nice thank you letter. And they were kind of like, yeah, we're just gonna let that one, He's like, what the hell? And he goes, no, trust me. Tom gets it. We don't need to bother him with this.
Yeah.
And so they were like, well, do you want to thank him? You have the screen. And he's like, yeah, man, hey, thanks for setting this up for us. Because, without Tom making this an interesting thing, then, people wouldn't be as invested in it as they are,
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but he's definitely a better version of this character
Oh yeah,
than
100%.
Tom Cruise ever was.
He's the perfect guy because Tom's a little guy. Tom Cruise is a little guy.
Yeah. And
He's not.
he's actually smaller than the guy would be. He's like 4 inches taller than what he's supposed to be to play this guy in the book.
Oh really?
Yeah, because the guy in the book is an absolute fucking,
Yeah.
They could have got like fucking Brian Shaw to play this guy,
Dude, we got a new engineer at work. Fresh out of college. Dude is 6'7", I think. So I'm a pretty big guy.
Yeah.
Towers over me.
Yeah.
Freaking country boy. Like he's like kind of got the build of Reacher.
Yeah.
And so he apparently plays rugby. I didn't know this. One day he comes in, really, really good guy, really smart. He's actually a very good engineer. And comes in, has a black eye, big old black eye. And I'm thinking, like, who decided like that they're gonna punch this guy?
Yeah.
Right, like because and then it's just dude, it's just eating at me all day. And I'm like, what happened? And what does the other guy look like? Is he like 7'5" or something? And it's like, no, I played rugby, and I was like, oh, okay. Like that makes more sense. And our boy Bob is in here, so apparently the guy that did it is a giant Hawaiian guy, rock style, who did it. So it's like the Clash of the Titans.
Nice.
Yeah, but he's a huge, and I'm just thinking, like, who decided, like, a life choice, like, I'm gonna punch this guy that's
that'd be a bad move.
7 country dude.
Yeah.
A guy that I, at my size, would only fight if there was no other choice. Like,
and
I'm trying
to
to
question it.
Yeah, and it's like, if I'm gonna die, I'll fight him. If not, I'm getting out of this situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna run.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. So Daniel says Reacher is great. Jack Ryan was only good for season 1. Was it? Was season 1 good? I mean, I felt like we all just got through season 1, like, because we started it, and then when they came out with season 2, it was like, who wrote this shit? And season 3, I can't even turn on. So, it's season 3 could be the best one yet.
You just
haven't made it through 2, so I can't watch it.
Listen, you have to earn a season 3, in my opinion.
I, yes,
That's just like Doom Patrol. When we got on the ride, it was awesome. Like
that was a great ride.
We were having fun, and then all of a sudden, it went off the tracks, and now we can't. I can never get it back on the tracks.
No, I don't know if I could.
Stuck there in that
zone. I want to.
Right.
But to me, that's also like Justified. Like
I never got into Justified.
I really enjoyed it, and like the first couple seasons were fantastic. And then I kind of walked away from it, and I tried to walk back to it, and it's like I don't know where I left off. And then they just did another season of it, and it's just like I feel like I could probably get back into it.
Yeah.
But
I need to get back into Warrior.
Oh yeah,
I'm because I really love that show, and I just for whatever reason I just kind of fell off from this.
This last season was fantastic.
Yeah,
you know, and I watched it very slowly on purpose because I know it's going to be forever before we get the final season.
Yeah. So did we talk about this? They canceled it, right?
Oh, they did?
So they canceled it. Netflix picked it up.
Oh.
So all the backlog will be on Netflix, and then going forward, the new stuff will be on Netflix.
Oh, well, that's actually going to be good then.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the third season was good. This last season was good. But you could also tell where it was like they were losing interest in it.
Right.
And it was like.
And Netflix is more likely to give us it all in 1 or 2 shots. Like, they'll drop them all, or they'll give you one half and then the next half in 6 months or whatever.
Yeah. So Lucifer, when Netflix picked up Lucifer, they lost the scale that the TV show had.
Yeah.
Like the TV show for some reason had this scale. Like the
Yeah.
scenes were bigger. And it was like, wow, this is really I don't know, it's because they can afford extras or whatever it is, but when Netflix got it, it went to like an apartment movie. You know, where it was like everything is small, you know, and it's like it's weird that you notice stuff like that, but I do because it's like I get budget and like it's funny how it's always funny how some movies can seem like they have this grand scale to them.
Yeah.
Like, God damn, they must have like because that's what the director wanted. The director wanted to show this scale to it, and somehow when Netflix bought that, they lost the director lost that, and it was just like it's one of those things where you just need some panning shots, you know. It's like just get some fucking panning shots off the fucking web, bro. There's plenty of places that sell tons of drone footage.
You need to be the balance of you don't want to be Dune. Where Dune was all panning shots, all big thing, and it's like what's happening here, bro?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I just
correct. You know, it's like special effects for just special effects.
Yeah, you got to have the story too. But I will say, like on Warrior, one of my most favorite scenes ever in any show probably was when Assam got the nunchucks.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, I literally almost got chills in that moment.
Oh, I did get chills. You fucking kidding me? I was like,
dude, I was like, I mean, I was in prime.
There's several scenes like that in this season.
Really?
Oh yeah, where he gets to, dude. There's some fucked up shit that happens this season in that you're just like, whoa.
I watched the first episode and already you can tell it's like, oh shit, man. Like he's in the position where I forget the dude's name. That's the new head, his buddy.
Yeah.
Like where he doesn't trust him again.
Oh no. And it comes to a head at the end.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, like
oh no, the whole thing
shit, like
wherever it's starting now, it is going to be a steaming pile of shit at the end.
Yeah.
Everything just goes like this through the whole show. There's no high point to be had at the end of this. Maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But it's great though. The journey is fantastic.
Oh yeah. I definitely got to get back into it for sure.
It's definitely worth an episode a week just to drag it out. I watched so I love anime. I love anime. I love watching cartoon And so there's this one, I think it's called like Vox Machina. I don't know what the hell it is. All I know is it's these guys and they cuss and they
Yeah.
it's so adult. It's literally an adult cartoon.
Yeah.
With swords and dragons and all this other fun shit. And I started watching it at the gym because it's like the episodes were the exact length I needed to do for the workout I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is cool. But then I was like, crap. When I got home, I was like, oh man, I want to watch another one. So I burned through it all. I was like, damn it. Like I had months all planned of, yeah, with the
What
shit.
do you remember what was so there was like My Neighbor Totoro was one of the big animes that came from Japan that kind of
Dude,
in my time that I
so
watched.
I never watched, like, I've watched a ton of it. I have no
Yeah.
idea what I've watched. Like, literally, when I bought
Yeah.
Netflix, I think I spent the first 6 months just
Catch.
burning through anime, watching anything they had.
There's another one. Jeez, I can't remember the freaking name of it. Where they're like a motorcycle bike gang, and it's like that one was really
That's how
good.
it
That
should
that
be,
might be
I
the
think.
first one I've watched.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, listen, Dean's on the show, so if he has time to watch it, Jester, you got time.
No, he doesn't. I mean, let's be honest, when I watch, like, I don't get a lot of sleep. Like, this week has been so brutal, man. Like, luckily tonight, which isn't gonna be luckily because I got a ton of shit to do tonight, but, um, I got stuck at work working a problem.
Yeah.
And so I got home late, so I couldn't do my workout. And I was like, all right, well, if I can't do my workout, let's get my tonight work done now so I can do other night work tonight. So
Yeah.
it's like, God damn it. But tomorrow's Friday, so hell yes.
Like
I'm
real
excited.
Friday? Or
What's that?
real Friday, or are you still working Saturday?
No, okay. So it's Friday. Everyone gets Saturday off bullshit, but Friday is still a great day because Friday night is family night. So
Yeah.
I get to look forward to, like, nobody in the house has anything to do other, like, I think we're gonna babysit tomorrow night, but
Yeah.
it's still the night that all three of us don't have anything to do. Like
Yeah.
Haley's not doing homework. Sue will probably still be playing on her phone, but we ask her not to. I don't pull up my laptop.
Yeah.
And we all get to talk about our week. And to me, that's the high point. So, you know, because Saturday is a shit show. Saturday can be anything. Who knows what's gonna happen Saturday? Saturday could be a continuation of Friday, or Saturday could just be like, poof.
Oh yeah, that the highlights of our regular nights, because Bailey still is here.
Mhm.
Uh, they're getting married in November and saving for a house, so we don't know how long. But she comes in and she's got a story. Like, all right, everybody, whatever, we're sitting down eating dinner. Tell us, like, yeah, this, and this happened, or this,
Oh yeah.
I want so done this. Like, oh yeah, okay, give me my little feed of drama. I need to know what happened.
Well, so Wednesday night. That's Wednesday night
Yeah,
because Wednesday night, Haley and I do our workout together. So we do a 5K every Wednesday night.
yeah,
So we get to walk, and so we get to she tells me her whole what has happened from now to last Wednesday. So we get to fill in, and I get to tell her like what's bugging me, and so why we speed walk through the neighborhood.
right.
So then we go out,
Uh,
then we'll get dinner, and then I go back to work. So,
that
but yeah.
I sent a meme to Cassie where it's showing the guy and the wife's on the computer or on her phone looking at Facebook. Oh, so and so just left her husband, this and that and all that. First day he's watching sports, he's not even paying attention. Second day she's telling him the next update, and then he's like, "Oh, what about this?" Just a real quick remark, goes back to the game. Third day she's telling him, and he's like, "Oh, really? So and this," and then it just shows the progression from like day 1 to day 7. And day 7, he's all in,
Oh
and
yeah.
he's coming. He's like, "All right, what'd they say?" She's like, "She didn't post anything today. Neither did the husband." He's like, "No, this won't do. We got to figure out what happened." He's like, "That's it. Back up. We're going to their house."
So it's okay. So if you ever watch The Boring Life,
Yeah.
or Haley Knows Best on
Mhm.
The Boring Life, and we talk about some of her friends, like the people that we go do Disney with, and we go running with, and all this other fun stuff.
Yeah.
So they have their little chat group that they're in. I'm not part of it because I don't get to spend as much time with. So
Yeah.
but the drama and they're all this. That's it. Like he's the same. It is that 100% is that, and it's just so funny because I'm not part of it, so I don't get. Every now and then I'll get read in, but I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
back to my life. Um,
That's how I'll
but
be. But I'm like, once I get enough details, like shit. Now I want to know. Like, yeah, dude, keep it coming. I want to know. I want to know all the drama. As long as I'm
yeah,
not
so
involved
I don't have that. Thankfully, I'll just
in
be
it. Yeah.
like, man, that sucks. Tell you what, when it gets resolved, just let me know
To tell me the whole story.
because
Yeah.
I just want to hear the ending.
That's what. That's what Cassie. She's like, I hate drama and all this and all that. Personal drama, other people's drama. Big fan.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course, of course. I mean, yeah, they love that shit.
Yeah.
And 6,750
Wow.
hours. As long as it was all 5-star videos, I really
There
don't
you go.
care. I think that's wonderful.
Well, I
And you
watch
sat
YouTube
through the
more
commercials.
than anything else. Like I said, I was watching Patrick CC, or I'll just fall down rabbit holes where I find somebody that I like what they do, and I kind of go back and I'll just watch everything that interests me until it gets boring.
So it's funny because the only thing I watch, the only thing I watch on YouTube is these guys that make these little shitty log cabins
I watch
still,
those as well. Yeah,
and I watch movie trailers. I'll
there you
watch when they do like the bulk movie trailer, summer movies. I'll be like,
go.
play. I'll be like, oh, that looks cool. Oh, that's coming. That's why I know about the Disney movie that's coming out.
Yeah,
Because it was like they were so excited. I was like, this is gonna be so shitty. That's gonna be shitty. That's gonna be shitty. Oh, that's coming to Netflix. That might
yeah.
be shitty. Um,
Dude,
you know,
I have such a random assortment of stuff that I watch on YouTube. I assume everybody's YouTube, that people that watch a lot of YouTube is like that.
yeah. Well, because you always want to be entertained,
Yeah,
right? So I mean, and that's great though, because I mean that's like some of the listen. I know that people that watch our show are watching it because it captivates them. It's like, and they want to see like some guys will only come and watch when we do the conclusion of the install diaries, where it's just
yeah.
the 2 hour show.
Hmm.
They're gonna sit down, they're gonna watch that whole thing in its entirety, and they're like, oh, that was cool. And it's like that's great. And there's guys that will watch every single episode and then watch it
Then
again
watch
once
it
it's all
again.
done, just so they can put it all in order. And then
Yeah,
there's guys that just want to watch the review videos, so that's why we make so much different stuff, because it's like not everybody likes to watch the same thing, you
yeah,
know. And I like making review videos. It's a shit ton of work, but I really enjoy it,
yeah.
you know. And the best part about making review videos, when you get done, you go, "Oh crap, I forgot to say this." So at the
Mhm.
very end, you have to you go and you reshoot and then you have to remember when you're editing it.
Hey, you
That's
have
where it
that
went.
saved it. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like if you don't, and I look at it and go, "Oh crap, I'm not gonna edit this for like a month. I'm never gonna remember that. Oh god, it's gonna
yeah,
suck."
yeah.
But yeah,
I'm thinking about upgrading because I do it on my MacBook now, but honestly, I'd rather do it on the big iMac. But
right.
this iMac is an older iMac, so I don't have the M1 or anything. So I'm
Yeah,
thinking about getting a new iMac so I can just do because I edit here anyways.
yeah,
But
yeah.
instead of
Oh, it
doing it
makes
on the
sense.
little screen, I can do it on the big one.
Yeah.
So
So I have an iMac that edits the Monday night show. So its
right,
only function in my life right now is I sit out in the office and I get all the pieces of it, and it just renders that one show, because that show, the re-release of the Monday show, takes forever to render.
right,
So it just sits there and cooks and does its thing, and while it's cooking, I'm working on something else.
right.
So I've been toying with the idea. Later this year, I'll probably get a new iMac to replace that iMac,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of torn. I don't know.
I'm torn between a Mac Mini and a little bit bigger screen, because it would work for my setup, but also Like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that because the IMAX screens are nicer than most screens that you can buy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I
Right.
could get a 4K, and I would have to pay more money than an iMac to get a nice screen to go with the Mac Mini, and
Yeah.
it's going to have an older processor because the Mac Minis are still a generation behind the iMacs now.
Are they?
Yeah, they're still using M2s.
Oh.
Even the Studio that costs more than iMac still using the M2s, whereas the new $1,200 iMacs use the M3.
Oh wow.
So
I think our Mac Mini uses an M1, but the only thing it does is a StreamYard broadcast. So who
right,
cares?
yeah, you don't need much.
Yeah.
Well, this is still an Intel. The one I'm using now.
Oh yeah. No, mine is still an Intel too.
Yeah,
And even after I get a new one, I think I'm just gonna slide that one over
yeah,
because it still has some stuff. Like it still has my whole aperture library on it back when
yeah.
that was the thing. And I have to. At some point, I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with that because it has a ton of. It has all my photography in it from when I did that thing.
Yeah.
So if only, I mean, even if I just export out all my finished work, you know, whatever. But
All right, we're watching
yep,
just for the week after next.
yeah. So Apple TV, Tetris, week after next, next Thursday, you guys have it off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
have fun. Watch
I'll-
watch movies and
tomorrow morning the news. Yay!
watch the news.
Yep.
Watch the best unboxing on YouTube, Car Audio YouTube. I wouldn't say you guys are better than Unbox Therapy, but
Well, no. I also don't have the
as
budget.
far as
with
car
him.
audio goes, taking the cake.
I mean, that guy has like, Christ.
They got a whole team.
Yeah, they have a whole team and they have
They
lots
have a
of
whole
money
team. Yeah, probably
Yeah.
red cameras and all that other shit.
that they probably got for free.
Probably, yeah. They
Yeah.
unboxed it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd like to work for or get some Canon. That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. Although if I get to play with this new camera, I might be like, fuck that.
You're a
What do
Fuji
you-
guy for life. Fuji guy for life.
No, not a chance. Yeah. All right. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. As we said, nothing next week. We'll be back the week after talking about Tetris, Apple TV. Check it out. You guys have a great night. We'll see you later next time.
See ya.
Bye.